Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to show you guys why the morai weapon is actually really good, right? So we have G17S5 with Goth, God of Frenzy, plus 12 glow burns. We're here to test this. So we're just gonna get some damage here. That's a Goth. Bam. Actually, let's buff ourselves fully so we can get a really good test. I've seen some people get kicked from squads because they have morai weapon. And it's sad because anybody who kicks you from squad for having this weapon clearly has no idea what they're talking about. So we're just gonna do this to get some damage. Here we go. Alright, that gives us a really good test sample, right? So here we have no crit, crit, Goth, possible Goth crit, right? Yeah, Goth crit. So here we have all three test samples with the G17S5. Now I'm gonna switch over to the morai weapon, and we're gonna show you guys the damage. Obviously, we get no Goth because morai, right? But look at that. It's already higher than the base damage, and the crit damage is also higher. Now, why is this? Um, the game was never meant to have attack levels and slaying levels work together. They were never meant to work together. And because of that, slaying levels and attack levels actually multiply each other. If you have 100 attack levels, right? Let's say you have 100 attack levels and you get the slaying level weapon. In theory, that should be 100% more PvE damage based on the attack levels alone. And then because of the slaying level weapon, it should be 60% more damage. So grand total, it should be 160, right? No. Attack levels and slaying levels actually amplify each other to the point that you wouldn't get 160 PvE damage, you would plus 200% more PvE damage. And we can see that right here. Um, with the with the S5, our attack levels go up, our damage goes up, right? Yet, for whatever reason, with the morai weapon, we're dealing more damage if we exclude Goth, right? People might be wondering, okay, so how's that useful? For one, if you're making an ult, G16 plus morai weapon, you're going to be hitting about as hard as you're going to hit with S5. Like, do you need R9? No, G16 and this will have you hitting pretty hard in late game. Like, pretty hard. So, do you need S5? No. And let me explain why. Goth is good for like TTR1, TTR2, and DUP, right? But when it comes, now we're getting to the point where people are actually farming morai themselves. Not morai, sorry, farming Whispering Mausoleum now. Now, me and Mixer are no longer the only ones duoing it. There's a lot of people doing it. There's a lot of people soloing it. And the key thing that we see is, oh, my ults are weak, my ults can't DD. Your ults can DD with this. Why? There's damage cap. You could have Goth, sure, but I'm still capped on my damage. Right? So you're gonna bring all your debuffers, you're gonna bring a Seeker, Mystic, everything to increase your damage, a Barb. You're gonna bring everything you need, all your debuffers and your buffers, you're gonna bring all of them. And then if you switch out the S5 for the Morai weapon, you're gonna be hitting cap anyways. So your ults don't actually need to have S5. It's like, oh man, I want to do Whispering, but I only have S3 or I don't have a weapon. Morai weapon. And we can see here with the numbers, it's there. Now you're not always guaranteed to Goth, right? Like look, there we go. We have a Goth, another Goth. Oh, that was not a Goth. So look, let's just look at the number stats. See, look, we're not always guaranteed to Goth. See, look, there we go. But the overall damage output of this weapon is just higher. It's just the base damage output of it is higher than this. And you can see here again, you see that we lose stats, right? So it's crazy. It's crazy how strong this weapon is. Now, once you upgrade it to Penumbra, you might be thinking, okay, now I plus an extra 10% more damage. No. Slaying levels have diminishing returns. Um, Once you get the plus 70 slaying level weapon, you only plus 5% more damage. You don't plus the actual full 10. Is that still a plus? Yes, it still is a plus. Now, can we increase this damage more? Yeah, we can get glow burns in it and increase our damage output a little bit more. I'm not gonna do that yet. I have a stupid amount on plus 12 orbs, so I decided to plus 12 it just to test. We also tested it with zero pluses, or plus 5. The plus 5 kept up almost exactly to the G17S5 when this weapon was at plus 5 with the same stone. And what's crazy about it is we can also reroll it. So go here. We can also get, so we're this is a stat we're guaranteed to get. We can get damage reduction for PvE for a tank. You can actually reroll this with your morai order, right? So you can get, what is it? Triple dex. Bam. Our damage goes up because it stacks. We get a crit. Wait, how much dex do we get? Yeah, we would gain one crit from this. Um, we can get damage reduction if you're a barb. You can do weird stuff with it. Like it's a really good weapon for alts and for mains. Like I've tested it. Like I don't need my S5 for Whispering Mausoleum because this will hit just as hard. It's crazy that works like that. And I see a few people get kicked out of squad because they have a G15 Morai weapon. Ew. No, if somebody tells you that you need to get a better weapon, then they have no idea what the heck they're talking about. That's just how it is. Like you still want to do your titles, you still want to do your passives, everything you can, right, to get more damage overall. Like just getting this weapon isn't gonna change the game for you. Like it's not just gonna be like, oh, you have Morai weapon now, you're strong. Like you still need to do titles, still need to do everything else. But if you do everything else and you have the Morai weapon, you would do just about the same damage as J17S5. And that's the crazy thing to think about. Like actually you would deal more damage. It's crazy, man. And I hate seeing people get kicked out of squads for this. I see people talking out their ass like, "Oh, that weapon isn't good." You guys see it. You see the damage results right here. And you guys also know you're not guaranteed to goff every single time. Like you guys can see it, right? Like, we're just gonna keep going. There we go. We got one, two. Like it's inconsistent. Oh look, sometimes we goff crit back to back, and sometimes we just get nothing. But with this damage, it's always gonna be consistent and more than S5. But I hope this helps